Hello, Vapors. Uh, the day that I've been waiting for a long time has now arrived, and we are finally going to be able to look at the Krisis mod by Malaysia Vapor Station. What is the Krisis mod? The Krisis mod is a tube style mod with two sizes of battery, the 18350 tube and the 18490 tube. It's got bottom firing, and what really sets it apart from the other mods that are out there is the sleeve. It's got a sleeve. The first time I saw this, I wonder how somebody would actually come up with this kind of design and what makes it stay over there. And you will be surprised that this is actually detachable. The sleeve, I mean the sleeve are actually detachable. So let's take a look at it a bit closer. That's the mod. Let me rotate it so you can see. That's the top cap. Nice profile over here. That's a switch. Mine is empty, but the ones that are going out there will have some engraving over here, the serial number, and also the model's name. It's got nice accents on the switch body as well as the top cap. The holes you see here are the vent holes coming in from the mod, and there are two sets of vent holes. We'll take a look at it when we take a look at it part by part in details. So this is the mod. 360 brass, all brass interior, the 316 stainless steel sleeve. It's got nice luster on it, fits right in the hand, it's not heavy at all. Just right. And it comes in two sizes of battery configuration. Okay, so let's take a look at it part by part, and we'll go by that. Okay, here is the Krisis taken apart. Everything that can be taken apart has been taken apart. So you can see that the sleeves are actually detachable. And how does it stay well on there? Well, we're going to take a look at it in a bit, but let's start with the switch assembly. Like I said, all brass internals. So this is the firing pin, part of the firing pin. Like I said, there's going to be engraving in here on the ones that are actually going to the buyers. Mine doesn't have it. I probably send it later to the modder to get it engraved. Here's the spring. It sits on a Duracon washer, so that makes it makes the spring a non-hot spring. The spring doesn't carry any current, so in case that you actually shorted an atty, the spring wouldn't collapse. That's a good feature to have on a mod. The spring itself is very soft. That makes the whole operation of the switches smooth. This is a switch body. More vent holes, as you can see, coming in from the battery side. Good thick threads, a thick layer of threads that makes contact with the body. The accents in close-up of the bottom cap. That's the profile inside. Very shiny. You can see that the brass is really shiny. Here's the firing pin. That's the firing pin. Semi-adjustable. Let's put this together. Just screw in the pin and it locks up the whole assembly. Yep, and that's how you set it, so that when you are actually firing the mod, a little part of it comes out. to make contact with the battery. So this is a tube. It's got an engraving of the Malayan tiger. It's El Bancho inscripted. That's me. Very nice looking tiger, and it's deep engraving in there. It's not laser etching, mind you. And these are the Allen key nuts that are actually going to tighten up the sleeve once you put it in there. There are one over here and the other one over here for the two sleeves. This is the sleeve itself. Brush stainless steel, 316 grade. Good luster on it. The other part of the sleeve. And here's the center pin of the mod. This is the part that makes contacts with the atty. Two-side adjustable, just like the pin of the Chiu, if I'm not mistaken. You can adjust it coming in to the atty. To the atty, and the side that comes in contact with the battery. So this is the top cap in close-up. It's a nice profile there. You'll notice that there are no slots for air to come in if you're using a bottom draw atty. So it makes it unusable with this mod. If you have a bottom draw atty, such as the bottom feeder type of atty, you are gonna need one with a side air hole. However, I'm sure Malaysia Vapor Station wouldn't mind to cut some slots if you really insisted. Nice profile on it. It's not flat. It's got some accent. These are the vent holes, and you'll be wondering, where does it come out to? It comes out by the side. Look at all the tiny holes circling the top cap. So those are the vent holes. It's a bit close to, I mean, when you're vaping it, it's a bit close to your mouth, but at least the gas, if in case the battery decides to explode, has got some ways to come out from the bottom and also the top. Alright, so comments on the parts. Very nice machining quality, top notch. The finishing on it is good. The switch has a very tight tolerance in the pin, so that makes good contact with the switch body and hence improving the performance of the mod. We should see that when we are actually measuring for the performance. The switch itself is very smooth, and because of the soft spring, it doesn't require that much of a force anyway, and that's good. The mod itself and how you put this together is not quite a PIA, but it's got the Allen wrench, and it's got a 1.2 millimeter Allen wrench in here. Allen nut. At first, it's not, like I said, it's not quite a PIA, but it's awkward. As you can see, I'm still trying to get the first turn. Now on to the second turn. It takes a little bit of practice. That's what I would say. It's not quite a pain in the ass. It's actually quite easy once you get the hang of it. Apparently, I haven't got the hang of it. And you tighten it up. There we go. And then this wouldn't even budge unless you are using quite a lot of force, which is not something that you're supposed to do anyway. And it's got two parts of the sleeve. If you're using the mod in the 18350 mode, you wouldn't actually need this top sleeve. Alright, align it right. I'm not gonna actually spend my time practicing tightening and losing this nut. What's good about it is that even though it has a sleeve, It is not press fit. The sleeve is detachable, so if in case you are polishing it, I'll show you a video of what it looked like after I've used it for 3 weeks right now. Okay, uh, so obviously it makes sense to make the sleeve detachable so I can polish it to actually what you are seeing now. A nice luster. In case you are wondering what I use to polish it, of course my ever faithful Autosol, and I would finish it with the Holtz chrome and aluminum polish. For those of you in Malaysia, this one you can get it at Ace Hardware. Autosol, I think most of us know where to get it from. Let me finish tightening this one, and then we can assemble the mod. Very nice finishing on the threads. You can feel that it's actually smooth, except for this one. I don't understand. It's got a little bit of resistance, but nonetheless, I think after we Noalox it up, it's gonna act nice. It's gonna be nice and smooth. This one is a little bit sticky. I've already cleaned it up, so I don't know what's making it sticky. It might be a premature finish on the threads. Here's the mod. Again, fully assembled. 81 millimeters long. If you're using it in the 18350 mode, it's going to be about 67 millimeters long, I believe. Okay, done with that. So let's take a look at how it fires. Okay, sorry about the lengthy part-by-part details, but there were so many parts on it. I just had to show you guys all of it, right? Okay, now we are here to test the performance of the mod. But before that, if you have this kind of adjustment on the pins, this is how you should put it. Take out the pin as far as possible, the one that makes contact with the addy, screw it in. Okay, now screw in the part that makes contact with the addy, make sure it's tight and nice, and then slot the battery in. You don't need to make any adjustment over here unless when you've already assembled it together it doesn't fire. You probably need to screw out the firing pin at the bottom a little bit. Okay, in a mod like this, you can hear that the battery actually shakes. In a mod like this, you want to set this pin that makes contact with the battery to pinch the battery just a little bit, just enough to make it tight, to make it sit tight. Let me see if I can get it on the first try. Yep, I got it. I got it on the first try. So you can hear nothing rattles in here, and when I turn on the voltmeter, it should fire. There we go, 4.21. Fresh battery in here. AW IMR 18490. Alright. This atty, I'm just going to measure it just in case. Should be around 1.0, 0.9, 1.0 minus 0.2 of the internal resistance of the meter itself. Okay, 4.21 just now. Let's fire this up. 4.08. That is actually a 0.13. 0.13. Oh, that's the same as the D's. That's the same as the D Smart. 0.13 on a 1.0 ohm addy. As is. I haven't done anything to it. Okay, let's Noalox this up and see if it actually matches up to the 0.11 voltage drop of the D Smart. Alright, so I've done the Noalox job onto the Krisis, and let's see if we actually improve the performance of it. Let me take a look at what the voltage is now unfired and unloaded. still okay. 4.20 now. 4.20. All right, let's take a look at it. Fired. 1, 2, and 3. Yep. Okay, so 4.21, 4.09. We got that is a drop of 0.12. Let's try this again. Pretty consistent. One more time. 3 is the charm. 4.08. Okay. So I'll take the 4.09. So that makes it a 0.12 voltage drop. Not as quite 0.11 as the D's, but at this kind of low, very low voltage drop, it could be a battery. This battery is different than the one I was testing the D's, but apparently 0.01, I wouldn't even say anything about it. It's nearly there. It's nearly perfect. Let me try this one last time. Yep, 4.09, pretty consistent. The firing is very nice, and yeah, I don't have to vape it to know what's it performing at, because I've tried that. Like I said, I've been using it for about 3 weeks now. Okay, let's go over with the concerns and then the conclusion on the mod. Let's take a look at how it actually performs. In case you're wondering, my liquid is only a 70 pg, but the setup on the dripping addy is done really well. And let's take a look at a little bit of a power calculation over here. 4.09 volts divided by 1 ohm addy, that gives us 4.09 current as well, 4.09 amps. So power is voltage times the current. 4.09 times 4.09, that gives us 16.73 watts of vaping power when the battery is fresh. So what are my concerns on this one? There really is none. There really is none. I think the adjustment that you can do with the battery pins are nice. The top cap, it's got a profile. I don't really mind that it's got no slots for air to come in from the bottom for bottom draws atty, bottom drawing atty. I really don't mind about that. The accents are nice, and again, just the appearance of it. You don't see this in any other mods. You don't see this in any other mods, and people will be wondering. And the grooves over here, because I'm using an addy that's actually got an air hole that I gotta face up when I vape, I can just hold this mod and look at that. The air hole is actually facing up. But just by feeling the groove of the mod, I can tell. So this is handy. When you're driving in the dark, you don't really want to be looking for the air hole. Is it facing up or facing down? Because if it's facing down when it's full, it will spill. So you don't want that to happen. And this groove is really helpful actually. I can just feel it and immediately pull a drag. It's got sufficient vent holes at the top and vent holes at the bottom. And as you can see, I really didn't show it just now, the tolerance between the switch pin and the body is very minimal. So if you put it in your pants, all those debris in your pan wouldn't get caught in here and making it misfire. Let's take a look at that. Yep. And that's a good feature. The engraving, oh, tell me that is not a nice logo. That is again the Malayan tiger, and for the other buyers, they will have the serial number over here, and there's going to be some engraving over here at the switch pin as well. I really have no concerns on this mod. It's really well built. The price when it was released, when the booking list was open a while back, it was 787 ringgit. It comes with a t-shirt, and if I'm not mistaken, it's also going to come with either silver plated or gold plated pins. But again, I'm not a plating guy. I'm all about bare metal pins, and for me, brass really makes among the best pins that you can find. The better one would probably be copper, but brass is already sufficient. I mean, 0.12 voltage drop. Well, I don't have any more complaints on that. I don't have any complaints at all. It's a very well-made mod, very sturdy, and once you've tightened up the Allen key, the sleeves aren't going anywhere, really. And it will stay there, and when you want to polish it, you can detach the sleeve, give it a good turn like I demonstrated the before and after I polished it. This is a good mod. Let me take another drag on this. It's probably down to 16 watts now, but even 16 watts, are you kidding me? That is good. I'm speechless. I don't really have any concerns on this. I I don't see why I would say this is among the best you can find out there worldwide. It's not just in Malaysia. I'm very proud to be a Malaysian because this is made in Malaysia. And apparently, if you want to get it, you can get it. You can probably ask. The booking list, as the pre-order list, as far as I know, is already closed. But try and look at this link that I will display in a bit. Facebook, Malaysia Vapor Station. They might be able to make some more. I don't doubt that really. But wow, let's take one final close look at it. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Krisis. I'm actually gonna. I've already asked Malaysia Vapor Station to make me a custom 18652 because I use 18650. But really, how good is this mod? How good this mod is that I'm an 18650 battery user. I don't use smaller batteries, but really now this is my main mod, and even though I have to use the 18490 batteries, I really have no complaint because it's now my main mod and it's never gonna go on any of my fishing trips because it's just so beautiful. It's really beautiful. I wouldn't bring this on a boat. No, no way. This guy, the Dawn, is coming on a boat because I have another spare one. But this guy, no, it's gonna stay with me. And let me take one more drag before I say bye-bye. Okay. Cheers and vape on.